Yo, what up, everyone? Yo, thanks for joining in. This is the Solo Traveler ORD, and thanks again for come checking me out. So, I'm so sorry for being late. Let me put these down for a little bit. I'm so sorry for being a bit late because you know how it is dealing with your regular life, daily life, and so forth. Because of the fact that right now with work, I'm actually on call. So, of course, because of that, I got a call, of course, at the last minute. So that's why I had to push this back. So, but it is what it is. This is a life of, being in IT. So it is what it is. So, but hey, shout out to Brooklyn GQ. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you, commenting. Appreciate that, man. So the reason why I want to let you guys know, but basically, recently I was going to do a TikTok response until I ran across this one video. And it kind of hit my timeline on YouTube because of the fact that I actually looked at someone else's video that was related to this person or to this crew or whatever. Basically, now I'm getting some of their pop-ups or so. And it appears that this platform itself is pretty big. It's called the Krew season, and one thing about it is that it's kind of more so. Since it's very big, with these type of big type of shows or whatever you have that's out there, these platforms, that they cater to certain types of people. And I know that more so the platform, they cater more towards, the other dynamics of women. So, seeing that there's a echo. Hold on, let me fix that here. So, but put a 1 in the chat for me if the echo is gone. So let me know. All right. Well, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. You know how it is, trying out new things. Of course, when you test it out before you go live, everything sounds great, especially on the playback. But of course, once you go live, things like this happen. So it is what it is, So nonetheless, but once again, talking about the Krew. So they actually did this whole, this whole video, or at least a segment on their video regarding, people that travel, or per se the passport bros or whatever you could think of. And there's some things that they said that's kind of like, I don't know. It's the typical stuff that goes on in YouTube that, these people, they have their talking points and everything. And, with their talking points, it kind of like, like really, like you could tell that this is coming from people that haven't traveled. You could tell that this is coming from people who haven't had a chance to experience anything besides the tourist area. So, I'm sure that a lot of these people, they have traveled. They've been to maybe taking a trip to the, a cruise or something, and only got off the boat for a little bit, and only had an interaction with the locals for a little bit. So, how these types of people, what they think, they haven't had a chance to experience anything more than that. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it to see, take a look exactly what was being said on this video. So, put my headphones on. All right. Let me move that over here. Hold on. Move that out the way.
Jesus. We are, in this
and
YouTube.
Let me know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, put a 1 if you guys can hear the video.
I understand. Come on, passport bros. Whatever the case may be, passport bros are a big thing in this space. Now, let me give a little context as to what a passport bro is for those who don't know. Apparently, there's a subset of black men who are fed up with the way that they are underappreciated in this country, are fed up with the way that, black women aren't as inviting to them, are difficult to date, and won't let them lead, things of this nature, right? So
let me stop them right there. So, a lot of times is that they like to put the throat that is more so about black men against black women, which we know is more than that. We know that is more than just us against black women. It's just about the whole Western society. That's what we don't like, the Western culture. And it's even more than just black people that's actually traveling. You got all types from Latinos to white men. You already know that white dudes been doing it for so long, from going to Asia, Russia, whatever you could think of. So the fact is, matter is that they're trying to paint it as, creating this fight between, us and them, and that's the issue. So,
as a result of that, they've band together and said, "Hey, let's divest. Let's travel the country." To countries like Thailand, to countries like Brazil, to countries like, to where the women are way more submissive and so they talk back less.
They skipped over the white women and the Hispanics in America. They just went straight to, okay.
They said it's American problem. It's a U.S. problem.
Yeah, they say it's a Western.
It's not just black women. It's America problem.
Yeah, it's a Western hemisphere.
But it starts with mostly black women.
Yeah. So as a result of that, they have begun to quote unquote move out to these countries. And, one of the main faces of it is a guy named Austin Holloman.
Can we giving our niggas some pub?
Well, I mean, we about to play a clip in which they're going to say his name. So, but again, he's like the face of this movement. I might use a 22, 23-year-old guy, young guy.
Don't know nothing about those.
Don't know
he's married?
Goddamn thing. No, he's not married. No. I think he was a barber.
He going overseas just to fuck.
That's not what he's saying. That wasn't his reason for going.
But I'm gonna stop it there, because even if a person is going overseas to do that, to deal with these types of women, why is it even a problem for people to even comment on it? Because a lot of people do this here in the States. I mean, the reason why you go to the club and find a female is to, do that. Get your stuff, get your rocks, knocked off and so forth. So, thing about it is that I hate when they use that and say that, oh, you're just going there just for some sag or whatever, when you could do that here.
And his reason we're going was to find a submissive woman, because it's hard to find that in this Western culture. And I feel bad too, because he's from Texas. That's part of kind of.
Hold on, he went overseas to find a woman and still ain't found one yet.
Well, he ended up finding a couple, which is what I'm getting to, right? So once he goes over here to Brazil, he announces he's moving to Brazil, and this is big news in the space. Now, mind you, it didn't hit my radar, but that's neither here nor there. It was big news in the space. He said, "I'm going to Brazil because I traveled there before. I enjoyed my time. Blah, 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 blah." Women are submissive. So he moves there. He gets there. And then he starts to record content for his YouTube page while he's there. So he'll be on dates with a woman from Brazil, or he'll just be walking in the park with a woman from Brazil and be recording it and asking her questions like, hey, if you like the guy and, and you met him today and the chemistry was good, would you take him home today and have sex with him would they be off the table? And they'd be saying, they're like, sure, yeah. If I see, this is why we got to divest, bros, passport bros. Make sure.
I got to stop it there, because, this is some female stuff. Only women use the word divest. So us brothers that actually travel and been doing our thing, we never use the word divest. So that's how you know how much information they know about what's going on with brothers travelers and so forth.
So you get your passport and travel, blah, blah, blah. Different things like that. Or he invited a girl to his crib. She's sitting on the couch. Mind you, the crib looking horrible. But she's sitting on the couch. He got the camera set up. So, hey, give us a little bit of
casting call.
Hey, man.
That sounds cringy.
Right. And it was cringy. You know what I'm saying? And if you go look up these videos, you're going to be like, oh, this nigga a whole goofy out here. It make perfect sense.
Pornos.
But this was all fine and good until one of these women that he did that to and posted the video up, and the video went viral. She claimed that, hey, I didn't give my consent. So then she alerted the authorities. Now, the authorities came in and was basically like, okay, you're trying to paint our country as a country that, encourages sex. Tourism.
But it don't be. I think the only thing is not that it's not true. It's just the fact that he's publicizing it, because they know. A lot of them in them countries, they know what it is when they go out there.
That is a fact.
They understand their culture and shit. They want to get money. How they get money? Money.
Life.
Correct.
For the most part, yes.
Not for
that
you
was the whole principle behind it.
Go over there and be fucking these women and going crazy, right?
So he still ain't found a wife, is it?
That's the fact.
That's what I'm getting to. Let
him finish. Otis, goddamn.
So what happens is,
well, I'm gonna say this about the passport bro movement, opposed to the lifestyle. So those of you that, seasoned travelers and so forth, this is our lifestyle. This is what we do, but I will call that these new people that are picking up this so-called movement, I will say, yeah, that is a movement, for people that are picking this up and taking this as an opportunity to move and find somewhere else, find other women and things like that. So I know that a lot of other YouTubers have said that it's not a movement. I disagree. I believe it's a movement for the newcomers, not for those that have been doing this for so long, for years and so forth, because this is a way of life.
Is that the Brazilian authorities take issue with this, and they say you either leave our country or there will be consequences. So at this point, not only the Brazilian government, he makes the news channel out there for this, and then now you got random male civilians saying if we catch him, we gonna do something to him. So he had to leave the country under duress through the night or whatever, and they basically kicked him out of the country, and he's in Thailand now, right? So that situation made national world news, and this is a clip from Houston covering it in terms of what happened. So we're gonna play the clip, and then we can get your response to all this stuff that happened, man.
Bros, meaning brothers. It's a traveling community of upwardly mobile black men. Some are...
Yeah, speed is up. We already been through this. We know what's up with that. Yeah, if you guys want to watch that, you could check out the other video that I made on that whole subject. I gave my commentary.
Thoughts on the Passport Bros, the movement, the mission statement, how this
that nigga sounds weak and entitled.
All of them is weak.
Weak and entitled. Just because I'm clean cut and I'm well mannered, I deserve women to come after me. No, nigga, it's not gonna work like that. If you don't know personality,
not to come after him.
Well, just
fall at his feet.
Just not even. I think he just mad because he don't get no type of attention.
He want the finest and gorgeous women here to fall at his feet.
Just because you're well mannered.
But in other countries, they don't have as much money as us. That's just.
Hold on.
You're a sucker and a simp.
I swear, boy, this guy here. No one ever said these women are supposed to fall at our feet. That's one thing about it. That's what I don't understand. That they love to use that whole thing of saying that we're looking for someone just to fall at our feet. As soon as we show up, they have no mind, no anything. That's far from the truth. We know these women, they will let us know what's up. They're just nicer and more cooperative. But we already know that we're looking for women that's willing to be cooperative and have a great conversation with. So that's the thing about it. I hate when they do that.
How it works. You get what I'm saying? Some of the countries don't do it. The countries that they I don't see them going to Dubai doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them going to Oman doing that.
Real money out there.
You get what I'm saying? They going to countries to where our money reigns dominant over their stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Man, you know what?
You big dummy.
I swear, hold on. I got another one here. I swear, man, you know what? This is some hater stuff. Because here's the thing. If this guy started making more money, he wouldn't have no problem women falling all over him to try to kick it with him and so forth. So you go where you value. You go where your status, where you have higher status. So to say that is like some crab in a barrel type stuff. You want everyone to be, stuck in a situation where they have no win solution. So that's why I laugh at this, because this dude just talking crazy.
Yeah. So it makes it look a certain way. It makes it look like you just getting crazy dough when you below average here.
Like you said, it's status.
You get what I'm saying?
It's status.
So you going out there giving a woman $100, but in their money, that $100 may feel like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So
you damn right. That's what we want to do. It's all about status. So you want me to be here broke? I mean, I make good money here in the States, but still, I like to be living even better. So if I could go somewhere else, hell yeah.
Of course, it feels different. But let's take that woman and put her over here. Bring that woman back and marry her here. I bet it won't work. I bet money it won't work because then she gonna see our options. She gonna see what's really going on.
And I want to touch on that too, because there are situations when yes, that hasn't worked. But look at what I'm sorry, was the government UCIS. They have stated that most of these relationships, these marriages, had lasted longer than American to American marriages. So I know they like using that trope of saying that it's not going to work. That as soon as the woman comes here, that basically that she's going to leave. You know, there is a lot of times when that has happened. You know, where brothers that haven't vetted properly, haven't really paid attention to how that woman moves, which I understand that. However, the percentage is still higher of the marriages of people that got married to foreign women.
But y'all going to, well, shit, I don't even know if they can stay over there. Because you only can be over there, 90 days?
Unless you file for residency or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And ain't none of them
I think he did.
That.
I think he did. Yeah, he moved to Brazil.
Oh, well, shit.
You can move, but you still got to file for residency and they got to accept you.
True. And I think he may have a hard time doing that now.
You know what I'm saying?
The story that went global. But yeah.
And now they're going to be paying attention to all this shit for all the weirdos that's going to be trying to do this. Now it's on
weirdos.
It's on the front news now. So now y'all about to have a real hard time. What you coming here for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, bro, all the dudes weird, dog.
I get it.
All them dudes weird.
Man, you know what? I hate that. Talk about all these dudes are weird. Come on now. Hold on a second.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
This dude has no mentality of how the world works. You could tell he's stuck in a box, only stuck in the United States, only know what's in the United States. So you could tell he doesn't do anything. And this is what I hate. People who make comments on stuff that they don't have nothing about, no information, they have no experience. That's kind of like me talking about what it's like skydiving. I've never been skydiving. So I kind of hate that when people want to make these comments, insert themselves in these conversations, and they have never done anything, never even traveled. Does he even have a passport? That's my biggest question.
Wait, what?
Nope.
It's hard. I get it. The streets, you know.
No, it ain't hard. It ain't hard finding a regular woman.
Yeah,
they be wanting.
Yeah, Omar. Yeah, he's a straight hater.
On the top of the top. Bro, you don't make top of the top money.
No, but sometimes some of them dudes can't even get decent women. That's the issue too. If you had decent women chasing after you, that's enough for you to not want to go overseas. You gotta.
My question is define decent. What is your decent? You know, we don't want this type of stuff. You know, and I'll make my screen bigger. So here. We don't want that. That's what we don't want. You know, and he's saying decent women. These are the decent women that he wants us to be with, or with the this is what we want. We want something like this or a bit thinner or whatever. So if I look at that, it's like, what are you talking about? You know, decent women. Where have you been? Have you really had a chance to look around what's going on in the United States? Like most of these women are obese. so he's talking about decent women. Yeah, all right.
Have like nobody on your coattail to want to go overseas.
Okay, but context. He said, and these is his words. Again, I went to go do a bit of research. He said that he never had a problem finding women. He had a problem with how difficult it was for her to kind of get on his program and follow his leadership. They were way more willing to back talk. They were way more willing to challenge him on, decisions that maybe he wanted to make or whatever. And he says that he doesn't get this pushback overseas. These women are just go with whatever it is that he says.
He wants zero pushback. Especially if you're dealing with black women, you're gonna get some type of pushback. That's just what it is. That's how our women are built.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what you guys accept. But when you know better, you don't want that type of stuff. So you're saying that this is what we should be dealing with, a woman that's going to constantly be combative with us every single day? No, I work too hard to come home to have to be dealing with that stuff, to have to fight with a woman to let her know that I'm the man of the house. I wear the pants. So who wants that? I guess these dudes.
Dealing with any woman.
Our women too, them been through so much shit, and you know what I'm saying. They automatically be on the defensive. So I talk about it a lot, where a lot of women are like that, but you can still, if you carry yourself the right way, and they can trust you, and they see leadership in you, they gonna eventually, you know what I'm saying, submit or listen, understand you, whatever it is. But yeah, if they see you soft, yeah, they're gonna keep being on your ass.
All those decisions is the wrong decisions. Everything he done did was wrong. And he want a woman to follow just blindly. Man, get out of here, bro.
Context, he was a barber in Austin.
In Austin?
Yeah, he was a barber in Austin.
He wasn't even a top barber. Come on,
the field is yours, man.
Sound like a straight hater. I swear. Hold on. Let me play this again for him. He sound like a straight hater. Like, I'm not even trying to defend Austin Holloman because, you know, I don't know too much about the stuff that he releases and so forth, but that's just to talk crap about another person, just in general like that. That's why I'm like, yo, you a straight hater.
$15.
You in Austin, you got a whole play for you. Got a whole.
He want a woman to submit to him.
Kenny,
get out of here.
Thoughts, Kenny, on these passport bros, man, and how this situation unfolds.
Kenny, man, get your partners, bro.
I need to renew my passport.
While we play, they do that to the shit.
Yeah. I can't say nothing, man. What you want? What y'all want me to say?
He just wants you to just speak on the movement, man. Do you feel like it's a necessary movement, or do you feel like, you know, or do you feel like men have unrealistic expectations and it's pushing them toward this movement, or what is it? Because this is a big movement in the YouTube space. I'm sure once we cover this and they hear Owen Smooth disparaging comments, they're gonna be in.
It's funny because he's trying to be politically correct. The guy who he wants to answer the question, because he's been outside of the country, and you could tell that he's trying to find the right words to say what he wants to say without, you know, the pushback from the audience and from the people on the panel. But let's listen deeply to see what he has to say.
Comments talking trash. So, you know, this is a big movement. So
I think there's other ways to go about finding somebody than moving to a whole nother country and spending that money to move to a whole nother country. At that, I mean, I would say you would want to exert all your options that you have here in the United States. Are these men going and finding a dating coach, finding what they call them, people that a matchmaker? Like pay the money to go find a matchmaker, pay the money to go get a dating coach.
Who the hell is gonna spend money for a matchmaker or a dating coach? A dating coach is only in the States, man. Come on, man. I hate when they say these type of things. It's like, come on, who gonna pay someone to help them get a woman or learn game or have their swag or whatever? I think that's stupid. When we know that outside of the country, when you meet a woman, you know, you don't have to have all this extra swag or game. You could just be direct and be straight up. And that's just good enough. As long as you're a funny dude, straight, a decent dude, you're good to go. So they're still stuck on this matrix mentality of, you know, you gotta be, you know, you gotta have your swag and you know, your money up. Let me make sure. Let's see here. You gotta have your money up. You gotta have your swag up. You know, you gotta have all these things just to get a below average type of woman. Come on, make that make sense.
Coach, like pay them. There's people that's out there that does that for a living.
It's too much work,
you know.
And then a lot of them don't make that type of money, bro. A lot of them not making that money to do that, bro.
I mean, if you can find the money to go overseas, you're making enough money to find a dating coach.
But that money stretched.
When you buy yourself,
if you make enough money to go overseas, why would you waste your money on a dating coach?
You big dummy.
That makes no sense. I gotta say it again.
You big dummy.
And you make it 50, you can go overseas. You know what I'm saying? But we talking here, bro, 50.
No, but I'm talking about sustaining that. I mean, you go overseas, okay, where you gonna work at? Exactly. You can still gotta come back.
Exactly. Talking about you.
I'd rather you exert
$2,000 might pay my rent for the next 6 months.
It ain't that cheap overseas.
Yeah, it ain't that cheap.
I know.
But I mean,
Mexico.
I mean, I would say exert all your options here. And then you want to go overseas and find somebody overseas, cool. It's fine with that. But don't, downplay the woman that here saying that they're too hard or just say, hey, it's not working for me here dating a woman. I'm gonna go overseas.
And that's what most brothers are doing. They're saying it doesn't work out here, go overseas, talking to other brothers. It's not like these brothers are like down talking these women and so forth. Especially the true travelers, they're not talking down on women here in the States. We're just talking about how great things are overseas. So if they look at that as a problem, then they have issues. They need to go see counseling. They need to go see a therapist.
And that's it. Keep it moving. Because I know the dating game is hard. I mean, for some people, it is hard. And not everybody can, walk and talk to somebody or find somebody they like. I mean, some people just don't match well with other people. But to say, oh, these women over here are hard, they talk back, they don't submit, they don't do. You get with a woman long enough, she gonna have some attitude towards you. I don't care where you.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Any woman. However, do you want this every single day, every hour, under hour? Who wants that?
You go, what country she from?
It's coming.
She gonna give you some lip.
No matter who she is, no matter what race.
Bro, I just don't understand it.
I don't
understand it, bro.
It's not my lane.
I'm missing.
It's not my lane, so maybe I don't understand.
I'm missing everything.
Y'all put me on game. Passport bros, all y'all doing that, put me on game. I would like to learn just so I can combat y'all and tell you how y'all still wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Talking about how we're still wrong.
You big dummy.
Yo. So this is why it's just like the movie Matrix. We have the red pill and the blue pill. Certain people just want to continue with that blue pill and live in that fantasy life, and they're fine with that. When someone else see the option, a better option of seeing something better, and they don't want it, which doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is. This is the type of people that are, in this area. It's like that. They believe that ABW is like the mother god of everything. Is the goddess.
Because every video, look, every video I didn't see,
listening though.
Every video I didn't see of the passport bros, whatever the fuck they be doing, and they be going across seas and they be having these women and shit, right? None of the women be ugly. None of the women be average women.
A couple of that looks wise. But y'all can better communicate because they don't be understanding half of what you say.
That and all they seeing from you is money.
What?
Well, I will say this. There are brothers that are out there that don't speak the language. That is something I could say. That could be a complaint on their end, but there are brothers that do speak the language in different countries fluently. So you can't group us all together. There are some brothers that are just like to have fun out there, and that's it. But the ones that are serious looking for something, they're the ones that are actually learning the language. They're the ones that actually adapted to the culture. So you can't say that across the board for everyone.
I just want to know what's the percentages of the ones that are in the passport bros are married.
It's a great question.
No, I don't think
tell. None of great question.
None of them be married.
So I want to know: are you going overseas to get married, or are you just going overseas just to date? And if
they not dating, they just going overseas to fuck them.
Well, I mean,
this guy again. Oh God. This guy. I could tell you this. I'm in a group with tons of brothers that actually got married to foreign women. The thing about it is that they don't know because they're not even in this space. They're just looking at one person that just came out that became hot, and they haven't even done any investigation to see what's out there. They don't know nothing but talking all this stuff. It's just like, what the hell?
You know what I'm saying? Putting $200 on the dresser and
I mean, you can still date and still fuck them and then go.
That's just real.
Find a new one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Are they going overseas to marry somebody? They're just going overseas to date. That's what I need to know. And if you're going overseas to marry, then I need percentages of why you're doing this. If you're going overseas to date and it's easier to date over there, then say it's easier to date over there.
I haven't heard.
Well, brothers have done that. they've said that. This is what they've been saying since day one. It's easier to date. They enjoy, of what they're doing. Let them be happy. So what is the problem?
Or seeing none of them being married or close to being married or even engaged to none of these women.
And I also don't want to, I don't know. They're not my slaves. So they're not about to do everything I do just because I got a couple dollars to my name. I don't.
Here we go.
You big dummy.
Once again, going with that trope, thinking that every female is just stupid, they're just submissive, they have no voice, which is far from the truth. No matter what culture you go to, whether it be Latin America, Asia, whatever, these women will let you know if you're messing up. If you're messing up, they will call you out. So it's not like they're just being blindly following you as if like they're just stupid or anything like that. So I hate when they do that, when they say this type of stuff. This is like regular female rhetoric, that females would say just to down a brother for traveling or whatever.
Like, where's the connection? Like, yeah, you physically attracted to him, but beyond that, like, hey, I ain't got shit in common.
Nothing.
Connection is the sense of duty, purpose to your man. That's what they say. That's what they say, bro. These their words, not mine. But my thing is this. I feel like that a lot of men are just refusing to work on their social skills. Like this guy here, he's not a bad looking guy. But if you talk to him, if you listen to him talk for a while, he sounds like a fucking robot. Mm-hmm. You're dry as hell. So it's like when you're dealing with women, like sense of humor matters. Like personality matters. How, your swagger, how you carry yourself. These things matter.
Here we go again. So once again, they're saying that after you work hard, made yourself to be this in a good profession, making good money, or even a business person, now you got to work on your swag. You got to work on how you talk. I mean, I understand there is you got to have an understanding of how to communicate with people, which is cool, which is very easy. But now you're talking about swag, which is a whole nother layer on top of regular communication. So you're telling them that this person got to be the best person of himself. And then now he got to work on this whole swag lingo of being someone who he's not. That's why I think that this stuff is so stupid, what they're saying.
And a lot of men work so hard on their careers, man, and want to go get the bag. And I want to, again, neat and all these superficial things. And your personality is horrible. So it's like, it's not necessarily that you can't get a woman, is you don't want to do the work that's going to bring the
That's right, Sid. Yo. That's exactly what's going on. They're just hating. They're just mad, But I'm gonna bring up the comments in a little bit after I get done with the video.
A multitude of women to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It's personality. Go get some personality. You sounding like a robot on these dates with women. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear about that nerdy ass shit that you into, your job, you speaking on specifics of that. They don't care nothing about that. Like I said, they gonna listen to you, sure, halfway, but after they gonna leave that day, this motherfucker dry as hell, man. I'm out. So work on your personality. Social skills matter. It's not just about the bag. It's not just about all of the things. Okay, I got a house, I got a car, I got the bag. These women should want me. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, because your personality is horrible.
Yo,
fix it.
With regular women, that's the number one thing that'll get you in their drawers, bro.
Oh man, you got no money and we don't have personality and
get women, bro.
And that's no idea how that goes. I am a saved man.
And a lot of men don't understand that, bro. They think they're supposed to just wave a few dollars, go get a Louis belt or something, and think women just supposed to flock to them.
He being disingenuous, because here's the thing. Men knows the sexual value that they are by the age of 20, 21. They know if they're, a nice, cute looking guy or a pretty dude, whatever, because it depends on what woman will allow them to talk with them, whatever. So men already know this early on, what type of woman they could get and so forth. So it doesn't matter if you have money or not. You know that the money will enhance you, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get every type of woman. So everybody already know this stuff. So why is he talking like that?
And it's not that hard to do. Women like to run their damn mouth. All you got to do is help them.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't got no skills, you can say, "Oh, okay, yeah." What you like doing?
Exactly.
Okay, just let her run it off to you.
You'll be on an hour date and you done said 15 words, fam, and she leave there thinking, "Oh yeah, he's a great listener."
That's a fact. I mean,
so is that the type of relationship you want? I've done this too in the past when I've dated in the States. You know, I would ask them questions and let them talk and talk and talk. But the problem is that what about you? You gonna let them know about yourself? Are you gonna do they know anything about you? You know, are you trying to build a relationship with them? Because how can you build a relationship if she's the only one talking, giving out all the information, and you're not even doing the same thing? So how's that gonna be a relationship? So I don't know. Once again, it's more crazy talk.
You know what I'm saying?
You start talking. You know what? I'm tired of talking,
bro.
But we gonna do this?
Listener.
But yeah, but like it's a lot of clips from this guy. Again, like I said, he went to Brazil and he's videoing these women. Now he's in Thailand. He recently put out another clip where he was on a date with a woman, and he ends up getting into an argument with her because he's cracking jokes and she's taking offense to what he's saying, and but he don't know how to read the room, so he just keeps cracking.
So I'm gonna stop here because of our Roaring Sun. He says, why are these men speaking on the quality of relationship in Black community? You know, and that's the thing. They're not gonna do it because you know their subscriber base, you could tell, more so women. So they're afraid of even touching that topic.
Cracking the jokes back to back to back, and she getting the attitude and mushing them and all kind of stuff, which is funny because these women supposed to be submissive, right? This woman mushing you on camera and telling you, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And this is an Asian woman from Thailand.
That's love taps.
No, apparently not. But in the video, it just looked cringy. He walking around with a camera. He's trying to record her ass while she's walking up upstairs.
Is that young girl like she's 20-something years old?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. So he walking around recording her ass while she walking upstairs. It's little things like that. Like that's just corny.
That's corny, dog.
That's lame shit. You don't do that.
To countries to where our money is on the same playing field or lesser and get the same women. Because in other countries,
I don't want to see them go nowhere.
Hey,
oh, you heard what he said? You don't want to see them go nowhere. Damn. That's what.
How dare you?
I swear, boy.
Because in the other countries, them women be submissive. Them women be, you know what I'm saying? All that they want is just the men around there got money too.
I don't want to see them
the country nowhere. Got money too. And I guarantee you, them women ain't gonna look at you. And they super submissive.
I need the handbook on the passport, bros.
Man, I don't want to even look at that.
I know I've been cracking my jokes.
I need to understand the guidelines.
I know I've been cracking my jokes, but I'm just inform me.
Yes.
I don't agree, but inform me.
But I'm telling you, though, just summarization. What they're gonna say is it's not about the sex. It's not about going overseas just to get easy women. It's just going overseas to get cooperative women. And those women have more traditional mindsets, and they are more willing to submit to a man and more willing to get on his program and his path instead of pushing back like so many women in the Western Hemisphere do. You said over there on the other side of the world, it's just way more of a traditionalist mindset, and that's the type of women that need to be on the West, but they not. So they got to go overseas to go get them. Now, the results and how that plays out is a different story because it's like Kenny said, what percentage of them are actually going over there and getting married? It's not 100%.
Right.
That's just honest. You know what I'm saying? All of these people that's going over there, because Austin Alderman has a legitimate following, and these men be on panels.
So before this so-called quote-unquote movement, a lot of men was getting married to foreign women. This has been documented since, who knows, for a long time. From men going to Vietnam War or whatever you could think of, they found wives in other countries and brought them back. So for him to say that, that's just disingenuous of him to even.
Oh, I was in Japan and I was doing this, I was doing that. None of them are married. All of them are still single. So is it really working? And then I think one dude got married. He got a decent sized YouTube channel. I'm not gonna shout him out. We ain't giving free pro.
Yo, said it. So he said, who the ever cares what a man does with his own money? These dudes are jealous. Exactly. Yourself. These dudes are straight simps.
You're a sucker and a simp. You're a sucker
yourself.
But
that's exactly what
he ended up marrying one, but he brought her back here, married her, and was divorced in 18 months.
She seen what was really on the table for her.
Yep.
The moment she crossed over here,
cheated on him and divorced in 18 months.
Hey man, I gotta go.
Too?
That's a fact.
So
you know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
I'll tell you who it is after we.
So why? Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because she's seen more options. You over there right now, you the only option. So you look like you Hall of Fame. But the moment you bring it back over here, she see your ass ain't even in the league over here. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta get out of this because I see what my value really is.
Found her young.
Yeah, man.
Young and hung.
Like, come on,
young
man.
and hung.
You know what I'm saying? I found something that I really like that really got some.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild. Because all the women be high perking me.
Of course,
they super submissive, but they super high perking me.
That's part of the mindset.
And you bring them over here, and you not really getting to it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you married her. Y'all gonna be divorced because she been looking for your replacement.
But see, and that right there is why that is a cardinal rule.
You know, and it's hard, that one dark dude that just be hating and everything. You know, that's when it comes down to finding the right woman. You know, basically saying every woman is the same, which is far from the truth. You know, we know that women are very emotional. That's every woman. That is true. However, your culture is the most important factor that you follow. So that's what they're not understanding, is the culture of people in other countries. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, women, men, everyone have their own different type of culture, just like, you know, Americans have our own culture, just like, you know, us black people have our own subculture within America. So they're not even thinking about that, the fact that there's culture.
In a quote unquote handbook that Kenny's looking for is, if you go over there with the woman, do not bring her back, because once she gets infiltrated, her mind gets infiltrated with Western thought process and Western hemisphere ideology, then she's going to turn into a Western woman. So that's why they say keep her over there, you stay over there, or you stay over here.
And again, that's what it comes down to vetting.
Y'all date long distance. But do not let her come over here, because if she comes over here, then she's going to start thinking like Western women.
Every woman on this planet thinks the same.
I have heard of that too, though.
Of course.
I have heard that.
But every woman thinks the same, bro.
All is lost.
Like, come on, bro. That's just
exactly. That's all you can say. Because it's like, if you think that, I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, you're just stuck. So, like I said, it makes no sense.
Hey, y'all whole movement is crazy.
All is lost. I don't know what to do with y'all. Hey, I'm just gonna stay in my lane,
bro.
Get what I can get. Put that little dip on my chip. And get on out of here. Hey, I got no advice. Well, I can't say nothing else.
Listen, I know some can be difficult, and I know I'll be getting on them sometimes, but I mean, it's not.
That women in this country.
That's a wild thought right there, boy.
150 million women in this country, and you can't find one.
Just saying, dog.
That is insane.
That's because yourself. You can't find one, because once again, it goes to culture. I mean, that's the key thing about it. They're always saying that there is all these people here in the States, and you can't find one. And I've talked about this before. Let's say, for example, you know, you start looking for women here in the States. Most of the time, they want to be with someone that's in the radius areas. And if you try to date someone from state to state, it ain't gonna work. They don't respect that. So that's I'm like, for them to say that. So you're trying to say that, you know, after I made myself to make a lot of money, to be living well, I should move to another city now to go find another woman. That makes no sense. Why am I going to do that?
They want a slave. That's what it seemed like. They want
a fine, beautiful.
No, we're not looking for slaves. You know, no one wants a slave. And I hate that. That's the regular female rhetoric, you know, say that, you know, everybody wants a slave. That's not true.
Gorgeous with a body.
Damn. Man.
And all she says is yes. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
That's what they want. Buck like a dog.
I'm telling you, dog.
That's what they want.
And they will get tired of that too anyway.
Yeah.
And then bam,
well, you know, people only know stuff from overseas, from the media, from movies, you know, for them to say all that stuff that he said. referencing stuff from Eddie Murphy because he's never been out of the country, so he doesn't know what he's talking about at all.
Get over here, she ain't got to do all that for that monkey suit, and then bam, she gone. She didn't cheated on me.
It's a cold game.
Inform me though.
Now you on YouTube crying.
Yeah, so there we go. I know it's hard watching that. You know, the fact that all that they had to say is, you could tell that it's just, I know it was hard for a lot of you guys to stomach, you know, the they have no information, don't even know anything. You know, it makes them look stupid. You know, they straight stupid for even commenting on something they don't even know, just talking. You know, so but I just wanted to, you know, do a video on this and, you know, show you guys what it being put out there for brothers that actually travel. I think that it's just crazy. They have a lot of subscribers. They have a big subscriber base to be saying stuff like, you know, what they're saying. So let's go through some of these comments. You know, a lot of you guys are saying a lot. Sorry that I couldn't get to them during the actual the video being played, but yeah, I agree. Most of you guys were saying that these dudes are haters. You know what I mean? These dudes sound like women, some simps. You know what I mean? Who cares what other people are doing when they go travel? You know, and the sad thing is, you know, we got brothers that still talk about that stuff. You got brothers that still want to comment about it, and it's just like, for what reason? What are you gaining from it? You know what I mean? Of another man's happiness? You got something to say about another man's happiness? You know, obviously you're not happy if you're trying to talk crap about another man's happiness, but you know, it is what it is. You know, and yeah, Big Market said they should be happy. It's more women in states for them. Exactly. That's number one. You know, why are you gonna try to down that guy? If you guys, you know, that means there's more women for you guys. And I didn't see any wedding rings on most of them guys' hands. So that means that there's more women for them. And usually the ones that are not even married, talking so much shit about other dudes doing what they're doing, you know, and they're not even married. They're not even doing, you know, preach what you're talking about. Yeah. I gotta give throw a bomb out for Sid. Thank you for showing up. She's like, you know, the world is huge. You know, why not see what joys are out there for you to explore? Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because it makes no sense. So, yeah, simping ain't pimping. Nope. Yeah, they don't have any clue at all. You know, salute to you, Howard Cooper. What's going on with you? What's going on? So, but yeah, I wanted to, you know, tell you guys, and I just wanted to show you guys that video was being said, because I'm sure there's going to be more videos that are going to be released about this whole subject, about supposedly, you know, brothers that are traveling from the Blue Book Gentlemen to the Black, the Passport Bros, or whatever you could think of, whatever you might want to call yourself. Here's the thing. I know a lot of brothers are trying to separate yourself from so-called Passport Bro movement or whatever you could think of. As long as you're a guy that's traveling, they're gonna fit you in the box no matter what, because this became to be very huge. So because of that, you know what I mean, all we could do is you know, try to fight the narrative that they're trying to put out there about brothers that are traveling, because of the fact that no matter what we do, they're still gonna put a label as being as the Passport Bros, whatever. So that's why I'm making these videos, just to let everyone else know that all this stuff that they're saying isn't true. The stuff that they're saying is ludicrous, you know. So it is what it is, you know. So, but I'm gonna end it here. I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy this this Sunday. I know that there's some football games going on. One started at 1 o'clock, I believe, 1 or 2 o'clock or so. But you know, this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Thanks for, you know, checking me out, you know, and I'm gonna try to do another video real soon. You know, I'm gonna try to do another live sometime this week, and I have another video being released tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out. So if anything else, I'm gonna holler back at y'all. Peace.